So this just happened. I was supposed to pick up my kids, spend time with them, as a court order says that I'm supposed to pick up my kids and for the weekend. Okay, so I went there, and this has happened for the past month. Before then, I had some things that made it impossible to see my kids. Maybe we can talk about that in a different video. However, they were not there, so what I did, I contact the proper authorities, which in this case is the police. I came to the police station to make a report. Of course, the police station is already closed. So I call emergency number. Then 2 police officers came and talked to me. I'll show the video in a little bit. They talked to me the first time and I told them what was going on. They said there's nothing we can do because, it's a civil matter. Okay? I understand that. Which it is. But there's a statute that says that once a parent willfully denies you parental rights to see your kids or to spend time with your kids, it can become a criminal matter. Now, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, but that is what the statute says. When a parent willfully denies you that parent can be persecuted because there is a court order. We already went to court once, and I asked the judge, what about my parenting time? The judge said, what the order says, it needs to be followed. Okay? So I talked with the officers, and the officer says we're not gonna get involved because this is civil. By the way, one of the officers, I've seen them both before, but one of them have already arrested me before, and he's been going after me, trying to get me jammed, and you will see it on the video. He starts asking me questions about, how I follow the orders, and do I have the documentation. Once I've shown him, he was still trying to get me jammed. He was still trying to get me in trouble. I'm just trying to do what the law says. I asked him, when you break the law, who are the ones that are supposed to enforce it? Is it the judge? Yes. Once you get to court. But the first ones that they call is the police. Now, I know they're doing their job, but it's frustrating that I'm only asking to know if my children are safe and to know where they at, and they come at me saying, we cannot help you. We're not gonna get involved. Figure it out. I'm pretty sure a lot of people has gone through this before. But like I told the dispatcher, if it were the other way around, I already been arrested. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to get anybody into trouble. I'm just trying to follow the law. I got the court order. I got all the documents. And yet I'm not being helped, Again, that Officer Kruger, has been trying to jab me for some time now. And you will see it in the way he's asking me questions. Once I presented all the documents, he was still trying to get me jammed, and he was trying to get me to admit to something, because he didn't like that I was throwing them what the law says.